listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889.
Thank you for listening to Community Forum. My name is Johnny Chandler. I'm the owner of KCCC 930 AM, the host of Community Forum. And with me today is Ciara Gillard. Ciara Gillard is a student here at Southeast New Mexico College. Now, Ciara really impressed me the other day at one of the Board of Trustees meetings, right, here at Southeast New Mexico College. We record with Southeast New Mexico College. We're partners with them. She came up to the Board of Trustees meeting, what they have here at the college every month, to update us on what she's doing as a student and how great of an organization that she's involved with at SENMC. So first things first, Ciara Gillard, how are you doing? Gillard?
Yeah.
Ciara Gillard, how are you doing?
I'm
Ciara
good.
Gillard. Thank you.
To be fair, nobody ever gets it right on the first try, so
Okay.
You're cool.
All right, and that's just a small mistake. But what nobody knows, because we weren't recording yet, is that I murdered that name for 20 minutes. So Ciara Gillard.
Yes.
Great. So Ciara, from here on out, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. So you are a student here at Southeast New Mexico College.
Yes.
And you've been a student since when?
Fall 2023.
Okay, so fall 2023. Is this your fourth semester then? Third semester? How does that math work out?
Working on fourth semester. I'm in my first year of the nursing program here.
Okay.
But last semester, or last school year, I guess, I ended up graduating with my degree in general studies and also phlebotomy certification.
Okay, good. So that was going to be actually my next question, trying to help everybody that's listening explain how it works here at SENMC. So you're in the nursing program as well.
Yes.
Right, but for the first couple of years here at SENMC, or a little less than 2 years here at SENMC, you got your core curriculum associate's degree stuff out of the way, right?
Yes.
Right. Now, how was that experience getting your associate's degree within the first couple of years here?
It was great. Overall, I feel like most of the professors and instructors and everything, even the staff here, are very motivating and they're very positive. And it's really, just as a college student in general, it's very easy to kind of get overwhelmed. And everyone here is very patient. And there's just so much positivity on this campus. It's so helpful.
Yeah. Would you say, what did you feel like your class sizes were like?
So I did on campus and online.
Right, which is another benefit.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Yeah, I love the online classes.
Really?
Yes.
Because tell me the difference. So when I was going to college, they barely started having online classes, right? And then in order to take my online class, I had to go to the computer lab on campus because it was in the late 90s and early 2000s, and not everybody had a computer at home. Nobody had computers at home, basically, right? So I had to go to the computer lab to take an online class, and it kind of felt like I might as well just walk to the class, right? I'm guessing it's much different now.
It is. It's much different because a lot of the classes that I was in here at SENMC, they have basically Zoom videos of them doing their lectures and everything like that, and then they just post it.
Oh, okay.
So that way, really, they only have to do the one lecture. And I love that because we can go back and we can rewatch it.
Right, so you can reference it as many times as you want. So let me ask you another question then. Did you ever take notes then? If you could always go back and watch it, did you ever take notes during the original lecture?
Yes, because the assignments were very nuanced. Like they asked specific information about, specific topics. And so you really kind of had to hone in on that. Mm-hmm. And so, I took notes all the time.
All right.
The time.
You got your associate's degree from SENMC in general studies, right? Okay. And then you joined the nursing program.
Yes.
So I don't know much about the nursing program here at SENMC at all. So I'm asking questions related to that. And specifically, one's going to be, do you have to have an associate's degree before you can join the nursing program here at SENMC?
No.
Okay.
So the requirements for the nursing program as they are now, you have, of course, your prereqs that you have to take. And then you have to take a exam called the HESI. It's an entrance exam, and you have to get like a certain grade and all that stuff. And then you can apply to the nursing program. And
dude, you have to get selected then, right?
Yeah.
So you're, I mean, I can see, nobody can see you. I can see you. I can see the smile on your face. I can see the smirk on your face. It's like, you get to apply for it. And after you do all this and all the prereqs and everything else, You get selected. So you were selected. Is this your first semester in the nursing school?
Yes.
Okay. And how many students are with you in this program? Do you know?
28.
28. That's the full class. They took 28?
At freshman, yes.
Freshman class, right? So 28 individuals. Now, for those that don't know, and we broadcast to Eddie County and anybody in the world online that wants to listen, thank you to the gentleman in Singapore or the woman in Singapore that downloads my episode every week. I don't know who you are, but thank you.
Yes, Singapore.
I'm like, seriously.
Shout out.
Yeah, right? Isn't that great? So I think it's somebody that used to live in Carlsbad and now lives in Singapore.
Oh.
Yeah, and then downloads the podcast online because the radio station doesn't play in Singapore, right? And then downloads it every week. One of my most ardent supporters. Like
That is so cool.
I'd love to go to Singapore and meet this person.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
and only to meet this person and then leave right away.
Oh
I'm
my
joking.
gosh.
Singapore's so
I was about to be like, you ain't even going to eat anywhere? What do you mean?
probably couldn't afford to. All right, so the nursing program, 28, it's exclusive, right? We have a
Yes.
great nursing program in the state. It's has a wonderful reputation. Graduates really wonderful students, such as yourself, soon to be, and then really creates new future medical professionals for us down the line. So when you're done, when would you be done with your nursing program completely for your next step?
So I am shooting to graduate in May of 2026. So it's coming quick.
Yeah. Are you taking a full load, or what's your class load look like?
Oh, yeah, no, it's full time.
I know it's taken us some time just to schedule this time for the interview, huh?
Yes, it's hit the ground running for
Yeah.
sure. And I prefer that. I am one of those people. I thrive in chaos.
Yeah.
So I was a chef for 10 years. I kind of
Nice.
have to.
Nice.
So yeah, I really enjoy it. And it's great because it's like half lecture, half lab. So it's very hands-on.
Right.
You know, it's not just staring at a book.
I know. Do your eyes get glossy when you stare at books and boards and stuff too long? Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, don't be shy. That's a pretty normal thing. It happens to a lot of us.
Well, yeah.
That was like just a little bit too much lecture, a little much droning on, and before you know it, I took a mental nap without closing my eyes.
Yes.
It just happens. It
The
happens.
dissociation is
Yeah.
unreal.
It's easy to do, and it's even worse now that we have phones. But the point is it's really easy to do. All right. So after you complete your nursing program here at SENMC in the May of 2026, I will be there for your graduation.
I hope so.
I will be. So then the question is, what's next then? You just going to jump right into a hospital to be, because you mentioned before we were recording and I spoiled it, you wanted to be an ER nurse, right?
You didn't spoil it. Yes, I do want to be an ER nurse. I just, like I was saying a minute ago, like I really like to be in the middle of the chaos.
Yeah.
And so I just want to help as many people as I can. And I feel like the super scary stuff happens in the ER, and I want to be there for those patients and their families.
You're a bit of an adrenaline junkie?
Oh, yes.
Yeah. So if it's like a slow night in the ER, you'd kind of be like, "Ugh."
Oh, I would
Right.
lose my mind.
Yeah, right. I could believe that. So do you want to be an ER nurse and then eventually you'd like to move on to?
I want to get, my main goal for now is to get my nurse practitioner degree.
Yeah.
That's my goal, as I'm seeing now, of
Yep.
course. When I get closer, I'll have something else.
Yeah, of course.
So yeah, that's kind of where I'm working towards right now.
Great. Excellent. So, but we just talked about everything that you have going on, which is a tremendous amount, but you're doing so much more than just that, right? And so you're hustling with a full-time class load, but you also have a job.
Yes. I
Okay.
do.
What would that job be?
I work at the Student Health Clinic here at SENMC. We just opened on November 4th, and that's the first time we've been open in 5 years.
That's right. I believe so.
So it's really awesome. I get so excited as a resource for our students and our faculty because there's kind of like that security of like, okay, if anything happens, like there's people on campus that can help me,
Right.
you know?
Yeah. And dedicated professionals who can help you with almost anything you need. And that is a great perk for being enrolled at SENMC is we do have our own nurse practitioner with amazing nursing program students, assistants, right? And Ciara here. And it's just it's a caveat. It's something nice to have. Now, most campuses, for the record, most college campuses have their own doctors or nurse practitioners and nurses. So it's time for us to have one too, right?
Yes.
So think about SENMC as a newly independent institution for a couple of years now. Under NMSU for over 5 years, we have a whole health clinic here, built out, perfect, really wonderful, and we had no one supporting us. NMSU did not bring on staff members to support the community on campus, the students especially. When you enroll in college, you get access to cheaper healthcare because you're encouraging yourself, you're upskilling your life. You're a young person that's not super wealthy, right? Because you're trying to grow that wealth, right? That's a benefit that every college has. And now that SENMC is independent, we now have that college, right?
Yes.
So if you're listening to this and you have a son or a daughter or a grandson or granddaughter that wants to maybe dip into college or not, look, one of the benefits is that we do have your own, health professional here if you're enrolled in a student, because that's the level of care that we want to make sure our students have. We want to make them healthy. We want to make them good to go and healthy to learn.
And I want to just point out another benefit of our health clinic is for students that are enrolled here at SENMC or at the early college, there's no copay.
Right, no copay. Now, I think there's a little bit of a fee for the college students that's roped into all the fees that you do, but it's minimal. It's unbelievable, right? So as for example, I'm a staff member here. The health clinic is available for me if I'd like. I'm proud of not having to have to access it yet, right? You know what I mean? Which is a good thing. I don't need to go. Right. But if I wanted to go as being an employee here, it'd just be $5 to get that initial visit done.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And so there's a lot of benefit there. But I think if for students, this is something that I think is instrumental to a college, right? And can or cannot be a deal breaker for somebody thinking on where to go for those first couple of years.
Absolutely. And one thing that I feel like we're really, really helping our student population with is, with COVID and all this stuff, it's very overwhelming when you're sick. And so if they come here as a student, we have all of those tests that we do in-house. So they'll be able to find out right then what it could or couldn't be.
Right.
So I think that's really important.
And tell me how important that is to you and your future career, right? The idea of getting to work. So you got half lab, half book work in the nursing program. Right. But then when you put in some hours to get paid, right, you're in a nurse's office.
Yes. So it's really weird too, because part of me as a nursing student, I'm learning all this new stuff, and then working at the clinic where I'm an MA and phlebotomist.
Right.
It's totally night and day, and it's so much fun because it's always a challenge. And I feel very blessed to be able to be in that position. And I just think it's a good thing to have Miss Candace, that's our nurse practitioner here at the school, and myself, because we can pull labs in the clinic. Like I said, we could do point of care testing like COVID, strep. And then we also are fully equipped for basically anything you throw at us.
I mean, it's a pretty nice nurse practitioner office, pretty nice health clinic we have.
Yes.
And it was built by a college that then neglected it. So we have it back open, and that's great. So that is for everybody to know that is a benefit if you enroll in SEMC, right? As a student, there's healthcare services on campus for you, which I think is a big selling point. It's huge. And Ciara is a huge part of that. So thank you for that. But here's another key thing, and this is kind of the main point of why I'm interviewing you. It's been 13 minutes in already on the interview, and we haven't brought up Phi Theta Kappa yet.
It's been 13 minutes.
That's right. Yeah. See, that's how wonderful it is to speak with me. But so my point is, though, is that we are 13 minutes in, 14 minutes in almost, and you are a member of Phi Theta Kappa.
I am.
Now, Phi Theta Kappa, I'm going to let you explain to everybody what that is, of course. But Phi Theta Kappa is very unique to community colleges as well.
Yes.
Right. So go ahead and give us a little bit on Phi Theta Kappa, what your title of Phi Theta Kappa is, and just, the general excitement that you captured at the Board of Trustees meeting. Why don't you share that with our listeners now?
Okay. So first off, I want to say thank you for the opportunity to be here and tell everybody about Phi Theta Kappa. I feel like we're very low visibility. So I'm glad that I get to talk about it. So Phi Theta Kappa is a national honor society it's International Honor Society for 2-year colleges. So in order to be invited, because it is invitation,
it's invitation for the student?
Yes.
Okay, so the student, okay, yeah, go ahead. To be invited to be this very part of this very exclusive fraternal organization.
Yes.
Right? Okay.
You have to have a 3.5 GPA, and you have to have at least 12 credit hours. Well, the fun part about it is this follows you through your whole career. Okay. As soon as you get your Phi Theta Kappa regalia, you can wear that until you get your doctorate. our advisor, one of our advisors, Dr. Raven Anderson,
Mhm.
he recently got his doctorate, and he wore his PTK stuff at his doctoral graduation.
Yeah, we've interviewed Dr. Anderson before, and he is super passionate about Phi Theta Kappa and has led an amazing group. So what's your new title with Phi Theta Kappa now?
So I am the president of the Alpha Rho Xi chapter here.
That's what we are, Alpha Rho Xi?
Yes.
Okay.
Here at SENMC, and I am also a New Mexico regional officer within PTK.
Well,
That's weird.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there either. Within PTK, so you're the president here, and we're Alpha
Rho Xi.
Alpha Rho Xi here, and then you're also the regional. Go ahead.
Oh, I'm a New Mexico regional officer.
Okay. And so, what is that? Being a regional officer, what does that give you? What do you get to do?
Oh, it's amazing. I get to help kind of motivate and guide people down their path of PTK, because after COVID, there was a lot of inactive chapters. And so I get the fun part of reaching out to these chapters that aren't as active and kind of lighting the fire under them.
Okay.
So basically I'm there for anybody that has questions, as well as to lead our chapter here to hopefully get some international awards.
Right. So you'll get to travel a little bit as a result.
Yes.
Right. Any cool places you're going to go?
Yes. So in March, we're going to Los Lunas.
Okay.
For
cool-ish. But okay.
I've never been there.
Okay.
So.
All right. There's a Facebook data center that you can look at.
Oh, yay.
And then they have a Luna Mansion downtown, which is an old historic mansion, which is kind of interesting.
Ooh, that's cool.
Okay, so Los Lunas. What are you guys gonna do? What are you gonna? No. I've lived in Albuquerque for 20 years. I know about Los Lunas. What are you gonna do? Yeah. So what are you guys gonna do in Los Lunas?
We have our spring regional conference, and then the fun part that's gonna be in April.
Okay.
We're going to Kansas City, Missouri.
All right.
Yes, for our international conference. And it's gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So, the Chiefs may win the Super Bowl. They may be Super Bowl champions again, if that means anything for you.
No.
Okay. So
I'm a college football person. I don't watch NFL, so.
Fair enough. Who's your favorite college football team then?
Oh, Texas A&M.
Okay. Where did you graduate high school from?
East Texas. Is called Wascom, Texas.
Wascom, Texas?
Yes.
And whenever you say that, you bring your accent with you a little bit too. Just when you say East Texas.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, you do.
I try to hide it as much as I can.
I know, but it leaks out.
I love that
All
for
right,
me.
so how'd you end up in Carlsbad then in general?
So my husband came out here for Oilfield, and yeah, of course, I came with him.
Sure.
And then I traveled around the country for a little bit working, and then yeah, it's like it's time to go home and do something new.
And Carlsbad became your new home.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you're done with all this and become a nurse practitioner, are you going to stay in New Mexico, or what do you think you're going to do?
Honestly, I kind of want to do some travel nursing, just to kind of see what knowledge I can gain from all these different places.
Oh, and the money associated with travel nursing as well. It's really high.
Oh.
Yeah, the money's very, very, like houses, they'll give you a house for 3 months. They'll pay you a tremendous amount of money because they're begging for nurses.
Oh my gosh, look at you teaching me something.
No, I'm just trying to tell you, you're really lining yourself up to be able to really have a nice, secure financial life for the rest of your life with the caveat of traveling whenever you want to.
That's true.
I'm just saying, it's a good deal. You're doing the right steps, right? And none of this is easy, right? Like,
no.
2 years at Southeast New Mexico College to get your associate's degree, to then join the nursing program, right? This time that you're putting in now, it pays dividends, right? I'm fortunate enough to own a radio station now, but I slogged it out in college and in television news markets in Albuquerque the whole time, slowly but steady, right? So the college, the stuff that you did in college is the foundation of what's going to help you build everything, even 20, 30 years down the line, right?
Absolutely.
Like, how did I end up becoming a nurse practitioner, or why did I just decide to become a full surgeon or whatever, right? Whatever your goals end up being. Because of 2 years at SENMC or 3 years at SENMC. All of that foundation leads to who knows where. So I'm impressed by you, right? And that's why I wanted you on, because I really, really enjoy people who work hard, full-time schooling, jobs, extracurricular activities, and Phi Theta Kappa, right? And why don't you tell us one more really, really great thing that our chapter here has accomplished that you haven't shared with the listeners yet?
Ooh.
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
excited.
Saving it for you.
Yes. So every school year, Phi Theta Kappa, we have two main projects. We have our college project, which is where we painted accent walls and murals in the new student health clinic.
Right.
And then for our honors and actions program, thankfully, we were chosen to get a $1,000 grant from the Mellon Foundation for our honors and actions program. So we decided to partner with Packs for Hunger here in Carlsbad to help fight food insecurity in students. And so we ended up doing a food drive for them over Halloween, and then we donated all the food. And we also used our grant to buy reusable bags for Packs for Hunger as well, because, this month, bag ban.
The bag ban is already in effect by the time that this program airs.
Right.
Went into effect on February 1st. We recently aired an episode with Mary Garwood, who's the city councilor and the head of Keep Carlsbad Beautiful here in Carlsbad. She let everybody know where you can get these free reusable bags, right?
Yes.
Phi Theta Kappa, what you guys are doing is great. You've already got an organization and a group of individuals that are really going to be able to use these bags that are in severe need of them.
Yes.
Right? They're already showing up for free food as it is, right? So they're in that need.
Yes. And so that's actually a really cool thing that's going to impact SENMC specifically, because, all this work that we've been doing, we've been cultivating a relationship with them, and they have told us that if any of our students here at SENMC need, help with the food and the sustenance situation, they will actually start taking some of our students under their umbrella as well. And that's incredible. I'm so excited about that.
I have to agree with you. Food insecurity is a legit thing for a lot of people. You know what I mean? So it's definitely something you need to pay attention to. But there's one more bit of information I'm trying to drag out of you about Phi Theta Kappa that I know about because I was at the Board of Trustees meeting and I listened to your speech. But you know what I'm trying to get at?
Yes.
Okay, what do you got?
I had to give him a little bit of backstory, Johnny.
You've done really, really well. You guys did we did quite a bit of food was donated for Dexter, I remember, after the flooding, right? We did some of that.
Yes.
And then what was the other group we donated for?
That
was the Packs for Hunger?
Yes, that was a food drive, and then we did donation drives for
Ruidoso.
Right.
Yeah, exactly.
The Ruidoso fires and then the Roswell floods.
Right. So, I mean, incredibly active, really, really wonderful things. Does all that lead to having a certain designation of Phi Theta Kappa or something?
Yes.
Okay, what would that be?
Oh my goodness, you're so funny. So, for the first time in 13 years, our Alpha Rho Xi chapter here at SENMC is a 5-star chapter, which is the highest level that you can reach within your chapter.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of hard work. We have been working since May of 2023 on all of these projects, and I'm just so proud of my chapter members because it was all them. Like, they did everything, as well as, Dr. Anderson and Dr. McIntosh. Like, they worked so hard, and they absolutely deserve it. 100%.
The sign of a true leader, but I'm going to pat you on the back too for the leadership, for the good job that you did as well. You know what I mean? But that's the sign of a good leader. So good for you for being so humble about it. But
I genuinely, I fully believe it too. I'm like, I didn't do anything. I
know. How many members do we have in our chapter?
So in 2024, we gained 33 new chapter members.
Wow, that's quite a bit.
Yes.
That's a ton. And I know that we recently had a Phi Theta Kappa SENMC alumni. Tessa was her name, if I remember Tessa. But what did she win? Do you remember the scholarship she won?
Yes. So Tessa, she won the Jack Kent Cook scholarship that ended up she could go to any university that she wanted to get. I think it's all the way through her master's.
Yeah, all paid all the way through.
Right.
Really, really great designation. And it's just Tessa was an example. Ciara, you're an example, right? And there's many others on this campus of what students here at SENMC are able to accomplish as they move through this 2-year program that we have here, basically a 2-year institution. But the opportunities that they create, the opportunities that Dr. Anderson helped create for Tessa, right? The opportunities that are being created for you now. Every student here has to put in the work, right? Nothing's being handed to them, but we're here to help every step of the way. And this Phi Theta Kappa chapter is really, really doing great work. And some really amazing individuals where when you come back to Carlsbad one day, if you leave, right? If you do, but if you come back, you're going to, SEMC is going to have a special place in your heart, right? You're just going to want to have to walk around the building, right? Even if everybody that taught you's gone, right? That type of stuff, right? And so like, as you succeed and as this Tessa succeeds and as everybody that walks out this door succeeds and goes on to their life, like we just want them to really look back fondly on the few years or so that they spent at SENMC to know that foundation, what I referenced already earlier in the show,
yes,
right? That foundation is the reason that they're where they're at through their own hard work, of course.
Right. And I think I really want to say thank you because you've got all our backs all the time. Like I've never not seen you positive and uplifting. And I feel very blessed to have you within, my career path. And you're absolutely right. The foundation that we build here is whenever we get to as much, accolades and everything that we want, we're going to be like, oh gosh.
Yeah, I know. So let's, I'm going to leave you with one question and then we're going to sign off. Okay. I want you to give me just a general statement. We have ads that run that says, who will you be? Who will you be at SENMC? That's one of our slogans, right? I'm going to ask you, what does SENMC mean to you?
Man, that's a good question. SENMC means to me a place where I can be myself and I can follow my dreams and do it safely and supported. And I'm thankful.
Great. Perfect. Ciara Gillard. Ciara Gillard, Southeast New Mexico College student in the nursing program, already have an associate's degree. Phi Theta Kappa president. You have 2 associate's degrees. We don't even have time to get into all that.
I'm just saying.
You're such an over-succeeder and overachiever. We love it. I'm glad that you're here. Thank you very much for coming on the program. If you're out in the public, take a look at Phi Theta Kappa. Take a look at SENMC. Visit Ciara. She'll sell you on coming to the campus for sure.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Well,
I got your back.
Thank you very much for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me. I appreciate you.
You're listening to Community Forum on KCCC 930 AM, sponsored by Eddy County, honoring God, country, and family, thriving with industry since 1889.